reactions. What's the topic today? Look, you never know. It's DeeDeesReactions, real life reviews with a real one for show.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another reaction video for you guys. Now, in this particular video clip, this man is saying he is not chasing a liability. Baby, that you're gonna have to bring something to the table. He's looking for an asset, not a liability, that you have to come with something. So this is what we hear a lot of men saying. Men are done chasing women who expect the most from them. They're saying, listen, we're not in this by ourselves. If you want to be in a relationship, that you're gonna have to bring something to the table. No longer can you just expect, the world and more from a man and not bring anything. No, this is a relationship. It's a give and take. You're gonna bring something or you get nothing. So this is how a lot of men are talking. This is what we hear from a lot of men, and a lot of women don't seem to like it because they're still out here looking for somebody to finance their lifestyles and give them this life of leisure where they don't have to bring anything to the table. But men are saying, no, they've worked too hard for what they have to just give it away to anybody. So I want to get into this video clip. It was hilarious, but it's necessary. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with him? Do you disagree? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, you like the content and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the video, and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let's get into the video. Here we go.
So let me get this straight. I'm supposed to chase you so I can pay your bills and take care of you, and all you bringing me is some pre-owned coochie, and you ain't finna do shit around my house. You out your rabbit ass mind. You better come with a skill set. Do you know how to cook a well-balanced, healthy meal? Cause nowadays, these trying to give it diabetes and high cholesterol. You come with your own money. Is your credit straight? What? You gotta bring some. I'm looking for assets, not liabilities. Cause I ain't no 50-50. That ain't a knock to the 50-50. But I do my duty, you do your duty. But you ain't finna sit around this motherfucker not doing
Oh my God, listen, he ain't lying. And this is the sentiment of a lot of men. Men are tired. Men are tired of being expected to do the most for these women who want to bring the least to the table. That's just what it is. And it's fair game. If you want to be in a relationship, baby, you can't just come into a relationship expecting to do anything. You have to come into the relationship with something. You have to have something to offer the man. You have to be an asset to the relationship, not just a liability, not just another bill, not just another headache to this man who already has a lot on his plate as it is. So I think a lot of women don't like this because it requires something of them. And a lot of them have bought into this narrative that they don't have to do anything. You don't have to give anything, do anything for a man. Let alone a relationship. It's always pressure on the men to bring everything to the table, and on top of that, the fact that we're in an environment where women are saying that they are boss chicks and that they can get to the bag. Well, why aren't you willing to contribute some of that to the bag? And not just that, because money isn't the end all be all. And I always say this, that what else do you offer? Do you have anything that you can offer besides your body and money? We already know y'all don't want to offer the money, and all you think that is that your body is enough, that's going to be enough for a man. And men are saying, no, that is not enough. The basic things that men are looking for in a relationship are the very things that women don't want to bring. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. You want to be at home with the kids. You don't want to be a traditional housewife, even though they complain about having to work. You complain about having to work and having to pay bills and having to do all these things. You don't want to go 50-50, and you don't want to be a traditional housewife for real, because that's boring. So the thing that these women want, they want something out of a fairy tale. They want a magical dream. That's what they want. They want a man to be this magic man to give them a lifestyle where they don't have to work. They don't have to cook. They don't have to clean. They don't have to be at home with the kids. They want nannies. They want maids. They want to take all these trips. They just want a life of leisure where they don't have to do anything. That they want a man that can hire all of the help out. Somebody who's going to teach the kids, feed and cook and clean for the kids, a nanny to be at home while they go off on trips with their girlfriends and just party and have this life of no responsibilities. This is what it seems to be that a lot of these women are looking for. This is why they can't find it. And when it comes to being, a traditional woman or doing things that men would like, they don't want to do that. Oh, we're not our grandmothers. Oh, we're not slaves. We're not our grandmothers. We don't want that. We can work and we do all this. Then when you say, oh, okay, you can work and you can do all of this, well, why don't you, are you looking, so you want to contribute to the house financially? Cool. You want to help oh, no, we don't want to do that. We want to keep our money is our money and your money is our money. So you don't want to contribute financially. You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. You don't really want to be home. You want to be outside. You want this life of trips and jet setting. You want to be able to tour and travel and do all these things all the time. So that takes money, but you don't want to pay for any of it, even though you are a boss chick and you can make your own money. So you want a man just to fund a certain lifestyle. You want him to pay for trips, pay for everything, while you just go out and stunt for the gram and post, meals and all of this. And who's going to take care of the kids? Who's going to, it's just a fairy tale. It really is. It's a fairy tale that they're looking for. And most people don't have that fairy tale life, but they're looking for this from a man. So they're looking for a man who can give them this fairy tale life. And when they date these men and they tell these men what they're looking for, these men check out with the quickness. As they should. What man in his right mind is going to work himself to the bone to try to provide to provide this unrealistic lifestyle that you're going to have to maintain for a lifetime? And then you get nothing out of it. She's not the type of girl that's going to be at home and want to read to the kids and, cook healthy meals. They don't want to do all of that. That's antiquated to a lot of these modern day women. These modern day women want to walk around like, and dress like 304s with the bust down blonde 613 bust down weave and wigs, and they want to dress provocatively and go out with the BBLs and the big teeth in their mouth and all these things and look high profile with luxury items and name brand things on their backs and travel and go on these yachts and look like they're rich. They want a rich man to fund a lifestyle for them. They don't really want to be wives and traditional wives and all of that. That's just something cute to say. But when you actually, are presented with this and what your responsibilities are, that's too much work for them. They don't want to do that. That's too much commitment. That's too much work. And they really don't want that. If they could have it their way, they would want a sugar daddy. But then when they're hitting them 40s and they're hitting that wall, then all of a sudden, now I want a good man. And where's my person? I'm tired of doing it all by myself. I'm tired of being alone. I need somebody. I want somebody. I want companionship and all of this, baby. That ship has sailed. You waited too long. You played too many games. You walked over a lot of good dudes. And the ones that you walked over, they probably married now and got a family and got what they wanted. Or they could be single, but they don't want you. So a lot of men are saying the same thing. They don't want a woman that's been ran through and give her body to all these men for, in these situationships and, trading their bodies for things and bills and all of these things. And then all of a sudden now you think you can get a man who's going to come in and do everything that you want. You know what I mean? But you can't even give him anything that he wants. A lot of these men still don't have kids. They want kids. Y'all done had all the kids by yourself. So you can't get a man a kid. You don't want to cook a meal. You don't want to do anything for him, but he got to do all this for you. No, they don't want it. This is why I say these women are cooked. They're cooked. It's done. Men are tired. They're not falling for this. And a lot of these women are mad because of it. But baby, listen, once again, y'all hear me say, listen, if you could get what you want, get it. But a lot of them aren't getting it. They can't get it. And they're frustrated about it. And they're trying to shame and force men to do what they want. These men aren't stupid. These men are saying, child, hell to the no. We're not dealing with y'all ran through, pass me bys. We tired. We don't deal with y'all. We could do bad by ourselves. And a lot of them are doing really well by themselves. Matter of fact, you hear women say, I can do bad by myself. The men are doing good by themselves. They're not doing bad. They're doing good by themselves. And they're not going to allow you to come in and interrupt their peace with this foolishness. Oh, come in and do all this and you don't bring nothing. No, they want something too. So and fair, to be fair, I don't think it's unfair for men to expect women to bring something to the table. We're not dealing with our grandmothers, right? Remember, we're not dealing with our grandmothers. We're dealing with capable, able-bodied women who can work. Remember, y'all got bank accounts. You can make your own money. You don't really need, You say you don't really need a man, but if you want one, then you got to bring some of those assets to the table. You can't no longer sit around with all this capability and assets that y'all say y'all have and think that you can't bring any of it to the table. And if you don't, well, you just continue to be by yourself. And if you happy there, cool. Because the men, they can definitely take care of themselves too. They don't need women. They really don't. But I want to hear your thoughts. I'm going to leave it here. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, chime in. I want to keep the conversation going. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.